Hey, it's Mr. Gray here. I just have a story to leave on you guys today. Sorry I don't have any sneakers that I have to talk about, but I have something that's very important you guys need to hear. Um, in about the fall of 93, maybe it was 92, or it could have been the fall of 1991, or you know what, let's just go back to 1990 or 1989. So I was just a young little whippersnapper. Um, let's just say I was about, I don't know, 12, 13. I don't know. Anyway, I was young. And I was at a new school. And up to that point, I really had never actually, what was it, about 4th or 5th grade? Up to that point, I really had never asked for any type of sneakers. I don't think I even noticed at that point that people wore a specific type of shoe. Anyway, whatever the heck I was wearing, apparently it didn't live up to the standards of the kids at this new school. So I walk in, thinking, actually, won't thinking much. I walk in, and they immediately start joking my shoes, and they're joking hard. Oh my God, look at those! What are those? Why are you even wearing those? You should have came to school barefoot. You don't even want feet if that's the crap you're gonna wear. I mean, they joked me hard. They joked me so hard that I did the unthinkable. I cried in front of everybody, the girls, the boys. It was very embarrassing. It was so bad, I couldn't see. Got all blurry. And I couldn't even run, because if I ran, I would have probably ran into a wall because I couldn't see. So anyway, I think it's fair to say that was a pretty bad day. Anyway, I went home that day and I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, look, this kid stroked me hard today. I don't know how much more of this I can take. It was so heartbreaking. I need some name brand sneakers. And I don't know if he wasn't necessarily feeling, or he wasn't necessarily picking up what I was putting down. But either way, I think after a while I convinced him, and Christmas was right around the corner. And so at Christmas, I got some sneakers. I was so excited. I can't tell you much about him. It was a long time ago. I do know he got me two. I thought he was the man. He got me one. It was a white Air Force One, a high top. And then the second one was a New Balance. I like New Balance. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but it was a good sidekick to the Nike Air Force One I had. Either way, I was so excited. When Christmas break was over, I went back with my Air Force Ones on, and I got joked again because they was old. I'm trying to tell you, you really shouldn't live your life to satisfy other people. But when you're young, you kind of do that. Anyway, moving along, fast forward to 92, 93, or something like that, 91. Somewhere between the fall of 91 and 93. I'm somewhere between 6th and 8th grade, whatever. Shut up if you got jokes about my age. I don't care. And I'm now playing basketball. And I begin to notice, or my dad begins to notice, that my sneakers are not holding up as well as they used to. Basically, I can't even play proper defense to this point because my shoes are so slippery. Their soles are pretty much gone. The shoes he had bought me a year or two earlier, which were the Air Force Ones that I got joked in for not having Air Force Ones, those were the ones I was still wearing, and they pretty much had no sole. I probably was walking around on a foot. It was probably my foot under the shoe. There was the upper with no sole. That's what it might as well have been. Anyway, he noticed that, and he was like, "Son, you need some new sneakers. What do you want?" "Dad, I want the Reebok Pumps." Yeah. So for those of you youngins who have no idea what the Reebok Pump is, and I hope you do if you are actually into sneakers. So the Reebok Pump is, it was a high top sneaker that actually literally had a pump on the tongue of the sneaker, and that the actual pump, or I guess it almost looked like the half of a basketball. You would actually press it to pump up your sneaker, and inside your shoe, you would feel it. It would actually, I guess it would like tighten up around your foot, because it would actually pump in and lock your foot into the shoe. And then there was a button beside that. You pressed it. I mean, I saw the commercial. It was beautiful. It was like a work of art, like a Mona Lisa. You press that button beside it, and you can hear it let the air out. That's what I needed. That was going to make me the ultimate basketball player. So, of course, my dad was like, "What's a Reebok pump?" It's the only shoe with an internal inflation mechanism that regulates the air inside of the tongue that locks around your ankle, Dad. I can't believe you haven't heard of it. I mean, I actually did believe. I could believe that he didn't hear of it, but I had to pretend that it was the best thing, and that all children my age, or at least me, of all people, needed this shoe. So my dad, attempting to be the good father he is, he went out and he got some sneakers. And he was excited, and he gave them to me. Here you go, son. And I opened the box to a brand new pair of Spalding pumps. The Spalding Typhoon pump, to be specific. It was not what I asked for. It was not what I wanted. It wasn't what anybody wanted. And he said, "These are your shoes," and I actually said, "I don't want them." And he was like, "Well, you got them, and you're gonna wear them." I was like, "I'm not gonna wear them." He was like, "You're gonna wear them." I said, "I'm not." He said, "I bet you will." So anyway, I get to my next basketball game, and of course he made me bring them, and I brought them, but he couldn't go in the locker room with me, or he did not go in the locker room with me. I did not put on those shoes. And I think this was probably a very important game. I don't know what specific game it was and what team we were playing, but it was an important game. And, I was like the best defender on the team. It was a little hard to defend with bad sneakers, or sneakers with slides on the bottom. Anyway, the man, he's coming down the court. He's fast. He's crossing it up between his legs. He's spinning around. He goes left. I try to go left to keep up with him. I slide a little bit. He goes right. I try to keep up with him on going to the right. I slide a little bit. Then he kind of jukes his head, and I slide. And by the time I finished sliding, I came back from off the sideline. He had made the shot, and they won the game. It was a very painful loss for me. Yes, the team lost, but we're gonna focus on me. I was hurt. Me, because if my dad would have got me right sneakers, I wouldn't have had to slide off that court into that bench. Anyway, the moral of the story is, parents, you can save your child's heart by saving just $20 a paycheck all the way up to Christmas and buying them the correct footwear. And that's all I got for you. Mr. Gray out.